Hi, welcome to this video. I'm Clelly and this is Social Soda. Today I'm going to give tips to how to settle in London, and based on my own experience and the one of my friends as well, and I hope this will help you make your own transition to the city. So the first thing is visas. So I am not on a visa because I moved to the UK before Brexit, and so I am lucky enough to be on a pre-settled status instead. However, I do have a few friends who had to go through the application system process. So you can start your application quite early on, which is probably a good thing to do, so you can gather all the necessary documents that you're required to provide. However, you will not be able to complete your visa application until the university that you're supposed to attend gives you a number that is called CAS reference number. So the feedback that I have is that universities tend to give this number quite late in the summertime, like in August, which obviously can be very stressful, especially if you had an offer for a month already and you're planning for you moving to London in September. Usually they do keep you updated on the situation, and you can reach out to them to their different immigration offices or visa offices that they have to ask questions about this and what's happening with the reference number, where is it coming, when is it coming, etc. So I know it can be very stressful, obviously, but it's part of the process, so please try to not be too stressed about this. Number 2 is accommodation. You need to sort out your accommodation early. You have two options there. You can either go for a student hall, or either via your university or just an independent one, or you can go for a private flat. If you want to live in a student hall, I think it's very nice for first year students, for exchange students, for postgrads as well, if you've never lived on your own, etc., all that kind of things. If you're moving from overseas, I think it's nice because it's a safe environment. You will be with people that are in the same situation as you are, which means also they will want to make friends. Applications for those, at least my experience is that it was quite early. It was closing in May, so you need to think this ahead if you do want to live in a student hall. Also, they usually have preferences, so I think they do prefer first years to second years, for example. I was actually living in a student accommodation in first year. The reason I moved out is because I could find a cheaper apartment in a better location with more independence as well, which also meant living with fewer people and people that I actually chose to live with, which is a huge difference. If you do go for a private apartment, you should know that usually flats go on the market a month to two before the current lease ends, so it can be quite stressful, especially if you've never done it before, if you're far away. One thing that you should do always, wherever you are, is to ask for viewings, whether it's online or in person. It is really important to check out the flat that you are going to pay for, and even if you're far away, live viewing still allows you to see better than just on pictures. And also there are a lot of scams, so it kind of avoids also those kind of things. Number 3 is bank accounts. So the first thing that you should do is to check with your home bank whether you can pay abroad and at what fee. It is super important because my home bank, when I moved here, was charging me €1 for every transaction, regardless of the amount. So it became very costly very quickly. I would strongly suggest to get a local bank account, so a UK bank account. It is much more useful and much more convenient. Also, if you want to work in the UK, you will need to have one in most places. There you have two options. You can either go for traditional banking or online banking. What I did when I moved here was first to sign up with HSBC, so it's a traditional bank. There are many others like Lloyds, Barclays, NatWest, many others. I signed up with them, but it took them a month or maybe more to finalize the account, which again was very inconvenient because I was paying a lot of money to my home bank. So I moved to online banking. It was amazing. I signed up with Revolut because I was exchanging a lot of euros to pounds, pounds to euros. So that one was the best for me. Obviously, you should check which bank is most suitable to your needs. Well, it needed like 5 minutes to set up the account, and within 5 days I had a credit card, so it was perfect. The only thing that you should be aware of, I'm only speaking for Revolut because that's the only online bank that I've used, but sometimes it is not accepted as a bank. I'm thinking especially about phone providers. So it is actually the only thing that I am using my HSBC account for. It is for my phone bills. So phone providers, actually, I don't think it is necessary to change your phone number to a UK phone number. I think it just depends on your deal at home, and also like just out of convenience. I did change my phone number because they were asking a lot of times for UK phone numbers, and because I was staying in the UK for like 3 years, well now 4, I thought it would be better to change. But honestly, I kind of regret it because it's very much pricier than my former deal. So what I would suggest is that actually to keep your normal phone number if you can use it, if you have like decent international plans or whatever, but still get a UK phone number. I think in some instances it is quite useful to still have one. You can get those like free SIM cards that give gaff and buy a, I don't know, £5, £2 pay as you go deal when you actually need to have like a UK phone number. The only instance that I actually like had to have a phone number for was to sign up with Revolut, because I noticed more recently actually that depending on the phone number that you use to sign up with the app, it changes the bank account. So if you sign up with like a French phone number, it will set up a French bank account. That happened to my friend when he actually wanted a UK bank account. So yeah, I think it just depends on what's best for you, what's most convenient. If you really think that you need UK phone number, maybe that's the way to go, but I don't think that's like something necessary that you have to do, but still, it's good to think about it ahead. Last but not least, it is actually something that you should do super early on, is everything that relates to healthcare and insurance. So you should check whether you are insured abroad for incidents, for healthcare, or for any other things. It is obviously very important because if something happens to you and you're not covered, that can be very annoying. One thing that you should know about the NHS, so the public system here, is that it is basically free. However, there are some services that are very difficult to get through the hospital, for example, specialists, or if you have like special emergencies. For example, I had a tooth infection once and I couldn't go to the hospital. Like I went to a dentist and I paid like £80 for a prescription for antibiotics, basically, which £80 is actually not that much money for a specialist consultation. I had friends who went for like eye doctors and they paid like £200 for a 10 minutes appointment. Also, I would suggest to still sign up with a GP when you arrive in the UK. So it's GPs are general practitioners, so it's like basically general doctors. So those are the people that you would go to if you have something mild happening to you. So at least you're registered in the system, and if you need to go to the hospital, you have something more serious or you need to do tests or whatever, you are registered with the NHS. So this is the end of this video. I hope you found this useful. If there's anything that I didn't mention, anything is relevant and important for someone else to know, someone who wants to move to London or the UK in general, you can leave it in the comment. I will be very happy to read it and see what you guys shared. Thank you. Bye.